In the heart of a bustling city, hidden behind cracked walls and broken windows, are forgotten warehouse shelters, a man named Jack and his young son, Eli. Jack, once a hard-working mechanic, lost everything after a series of unfortunate events. First his job due to downsizing, then his apartment when the bills piled up, and finally his wife, who passed after a long illness. Now, he fights every day, not for himself, but for Eli, a brave little boy with a weak immune system who still manages to smile despite the cold nights and empty dinners. Jack scavenges for food, blankets, and medicine, doing odd jobs under the table and avoiding attention. He's not lazy. He's not a criminal. He's just a father trying to keep his son alive with the little he has left. The warehouse offers barely enough shelter drafty in the winter, sweltering in the summer, but it's better than the streets. Jack has made it their home the best he can, crafting a bed out of pallets, patching holes with plastic tarps, and reading Eli bedtime stories by flashlight. Their world is fragile, but Jack's love for Eli is solid as stone. Every night, he dreams of giving his son a better life, a warm room, real school, and safety. He doesn't want charity, he wants a chance. This touching story isn't just about hardship, it's about hope, about how the human spirit endures, even when life strips away every comfort. Jack's quiet resilience and devotion to Eli will inspire anyone who's ever felt like giving up. It's in these hidden corners of society that the most powerful stories often unfold, reminding us that sometimes, even in the darkest places, light still finds a way in. One night, as the temperature dipped below freezing, Jack tucked Eli in with the thin blanket they shared just enough to take the edge off the cold concrete floor. With the boy fast asleep, Jack stepped outside to walk off the chill and clear his head. That's when he saw her. A woman, maybe in her 30s, was curled up on a park bench near the edge of the lot. She wore heels, not made for snow, a thin coat, and no gloves. Her hands trembled violently, and her breath came in shaky clouds. Jack could tell right away she wasn't from the streets. She looked lost, out of place, like life had just blindsided her. For a moment he hesitated. That blanket was all he had. But Jack didn't think twice. He pulled it from his shoulders, walked over, and gently draped it across the woman without a word. She blinked in surprise, eyes red from wind, and maybe tears. "You'll freeze," she whispered. Jack just gave a tired smile and said, "Already am," before heading back to the warehouse, arms tucked into his shirt for warmth. He didn't expect thanks. He didn't ask who she was. In that moment, it was simply the right thing to do. He lay beside Eli that night, shivering hard, teeth clattering but heart strangely full. Because when you have nothing, giving something anything is an act of quiet power. And that power doesn't come from wealth, but from love. Little did he know, that small gesture would be the spark that would change everything. It would become part of a touching story of fate, kindness, and second chances. And long before Jack ever knew her name, he'd already inspired someone used to living in luxury to finally feel something real. Claire woke up the next morning with Jack's only blanket still wrapped around her. She couldn't stop thinking about the man who'd given it to her, a total stranger who had nothing, yet still gave. It wasn't something she was used to. Claire wasn't just another woman on a park bench. She was a wealthy developer, CEO of a major firm, and ironically, the legal owner of the very warehouse Jack and his son Eli were sleeping in. Driven by instinct and a strange sense of connection, Claire returned to the area later that day. When she peeked through the warehouse door, her breath caught. There was Jack, gently helping his sick little boy eat from a small container, surrounded by cold concrete and scraps turned into makeshift furniture. She didn't see trespassers. She saw a family doing their best to survive with dignity. The realization hit her like a wave. She'd walked past need 1,000 times, but this was different. It felt personal. That small act of kindness Jack showed her, with no agenda, had cracked something open in her. What started as a cold night in the park had become the beginning of a touching story, one that would challenge everything she thought she valued. And though Jack had no idea who she was, he had already begun to inspire her to become someone better than she'd ever planned to be. After that first encounter, Claire couldn't shake the image of Jack and Eli from her mind. She found herself wandering back to the warehouse, compelled by something deeper than curiosity or business interest. When she peeked inside again, the reality hit her hard. Jack's face was drawn and tired, and little Eli was pale, coughing softly in a corner. The harshness of their living conditions was undeniable. Broken windows let in cold drafts, and the thin blankets were no match for the biting winter chill. Claire realized Eli's health was rapidly declining, and Jack's determination to protect his son was a quiet battle fought every single day. This wasn't just a story of homelessness. It was a touching story of love and survival against all odds. Claire felt a profound shift in her heart. The man who had given her his only blanket was now showing her what true kindness meant, not through words, but through every sacrifice he made for his son. Claire knew she couldn't turn away or treat this like just another business decision. She had to do something. Determined to help, Claire used her resources to get Eli medical care and began figuring out how to provide a safe place for them both. But it wasn't just about shelter, it was about restoring hope. Jack and Eli's courage to endure inspired her in a way she hadn't expected. Claire, who had spent years climbing corporate ladders and closing deals, found herself inspired by a single father's love and resilience, reminded that real strength comes from compassion. Their story was quickly becoming more than just two lives. Intersecting it was a powerful reminder that humanity can rise even from the darkest places. Claire felt honored to play a part in this touching story, one that promised healing, new beginnings, and a bond that would forever change all their lives. Moved by the harsh reality of Jack and Eli's situation, Claire knew she couldn't simply walk away. The images of Eli's fragile cough and Jack's worn-out determination stayed with her, pushing her to make a heartfelt decision. The corporate world could wait right now. These two lives needed her. Claire immediately arranged for Eli to see a trusted pediatrician who specialized in treating children with compromised immune systems. She accompanied Jack and Eli to the clinic, witnessing firsthand the challenges the little boy faced and the exhaustion etched on his father's face. But medical care was just the beginning. Claire recognized that a warm, stable environment was critical for Eli's recovery and for Jack's peace of mind. Using her connections, she secured a temporary shelter, complete with heat, comfortable bedding, and enough space for Eli to play safely. It was more than a roof over their head. Sit was a sanctuary from the cold world outside, a place where hope could start to grow again. This chapter of their lives was nothing short of a touching story, one where compassion met action, and where a simple act of kindness blossomed into a lifeline. Claire's involvement wasn't just about charity. It was about building a bridge between two worlds and creating something lasting. She found herself deeply inspired by Jack's unwavering commitment to his son, even in the face of unimaginable hardship. It reminded her that true strength often comes from love and sacrifice, not power or wealth. As they settled into this new phase, the bond between Claire, Jack, and Eli grew stronger. Their journey was far from over, but this moment marked a turning point to promise that they wouldn't face the future alone. Together, they were rewriting their story, one chapter at a time, proving that kindness and courage could truly change lives. As days turned into weeks, Claire found herself drawn deeper into the quiet yet profound world of Jack and Eli. The more time she spent with them, the clearer it became how unbreakable their bond was. Watching Jack care for his son with such tenderness and unwavering devotion was nothing short of moving. Every small gesture, from Jack softly soothing Eli's coughs to their shared laughter over simple jokes, revealed a love that had endured hardship but never lost its warmth. This connection between father and son was the heart of a truly touching story, one that reminded Claire of the power of human resilience and unconditional love. At the same time, Jack, who had been so guarded and independent, began to let down his walls. Claire's steady kindness and respect for their struggles helped him slowly build trust. He was wary at first, after all. He'd survived by relying on himself, but Claire's genuine concern and non-judgmental presence showed him that accepting help didn't mean weakness. With each shared meal, every quiet moment repairing the warehouse, and even the simplest acts of kindness, a fragile friendship blossomed. Jack began to see Claire not just as a wealthy stranger, but as someone who truly understood and cared for both him and Eli. This growing connection was inspiring to witness. Claire found herself reflecting on her own life, inspired by Jack's strength and determination despite the odds. Together, they were not just surviving, they were creating a new family bound by trust, compassion, and hope. The shared moments, both joyful and challenging, helped heal wounds and build a future neither Claire nor Jack had dared to imagine. In this unexpected journey, Claire, Jack, and Eli showed how love and trust can grow even in the hardest circumstances. Their story was more than just survival. It was about finding belonging, purpose, and the courage to face what comes next. This touching story serves as a powerful reminder that kindness can inspire change and build bridges where we least expect them. Moved by the deep connection she had built with Jack and Eli, Claire made a bold decision that would forever change their lives. Originally, the warehouse was slated for demolition, part of a larger redevelopment plan that prioritized profit over people. But after witnessing the struggles and resilience of Jack and his son firsthand, Claire felt compelled to act differently. Instead of tearing down the place that had become a refuge, she chose to transform it into something new, a community center, dedicated to helping those in need, just like Jack and Eli. This choice wasn't easy. Claire faced pushback from her board and business partners, many of whom saw her decision as risky and unprofitable. Yet, she stood firm. Inspired by the touching story unfolding before her eyes, she saw in Jack not just a man down on his luck, but a symbol of hope and strength that could inspire others facing hardship. Claire invited Jack to help run the center, recognizing that his experiences and compassion made him the perfect person to connect with others in similar situations. Together, they began planning programs, outreach efforts, and support networks aimed at rebuilding lives and fostering community. The warehouse, once a cold and forgotten space, was slowly becoming a beacon of hope and transformation. Claire's decision reflected a profound belief that true success isn't measured by dollars alone, but by the positive impact one has on others. This chapter of their journey highlighted how empathy and courage could rewrite destinies. Claire, Jack, and Eli weren't just surviving, they were creating a legacy of kindness and resilience. Their story continues to inspire, reminding us all that sometimes the most unexpected decisions can lead to the most meaningful change. Claire's bold decision to save the warehouse and transform it into a community center was met with fierce resistance from her company's board and wealthy peers. They criticized her choice as unprofitable and risky, arguing that it threatened the financial stability of the entire development project. Board meetings became battlegrounds of tension, where Claire found herself repeatedly defending her vision against sharp opposition. The pressure was immense, and for the first time in a long while, Claire felt doubt creeping into her mind. This was more than just a business dispute. It was a personal battle that tested her values and her sense of purpose. Claire wrestled with the harsh reality of sacrificing career ambitions for something intangible: hope, community, and human connection. The sleek offices and polished presentations she was used to felt cold and distant compared to the warmth and gratitude she witnessed in Jack and Eli's eyes. The contrast sparked a deep inner conflict. Could she really prioritize a touching story of human resilience over the bottom line? Could she hold on to her ideals in a world driven by profit and power? Amid the struggle, Claire found inspiration in the very people she was fighting for. Jack's unwavering commitment to his son, Eli's innocent smiles despite adversity, these were the real measures of success. Their story became a beacon that kept her grounded and motivated. Claire realized that true leadership meant taking risks for the greater good, even if it meant standing alone against powerful forces. This chapter of Claire's journey was a profound reminder that courage often comes with sacrifice, and that standing up for what's right can be difficult but deeply rewarding. Her story continues to inspire others to prioritize empathy and humanity, proving that even in the face of adversity, kindness and conviction can pave the way for meaningful change. Jack and Claire's journey is a truly touching story about the power of love and resilience when life throws its toughest challenges. Facing overwhelming financial troubles, they found themselves navigating late bills, unexpected expenses, and the constant pressure of making ends meet. Despite these hardships, they never lost sight of their commitment to each other. At the same time, Eli's health issues added another layer of difficulty, requiring countless doctor visits, treatments, and emotional strength. The stress could have torn them apart, but instead, it brought them closer. Social pressure from friends and family who didn't always understand their struggles only made their bond stronger. Together, they learned to communicate more openly, support one another through fear and uncertainty, and celebrate small victories along the way. This story is not just about surviving tough times, but about thriving together and finding hope in the darkest moments. Jack and Claire's experience can inspire anyone going through hardship to hold on and believe in the power of partnership. They remind us that challenges don't have to isolate us. When faced together, they become opportunities to grow stronger and more united. In today's fast-paced world, their story stands as a heartfelt reminder that love, patience, and determination can overcome even the hardest obstacles. Watching their journey unfold encourages viewers to face their own difficulties with courage and a sense of shared purpose. Ultimately, this tale shows us that true strength comes from connection, a message that resonates deeply and motivates all who hear it. As Jack and Claire faced their challenges side by side, their love grew from a foundation of gratitude and a shared sense of purpose. What started as a bond forged in hardship slowly deepened into something truly meaningful, a sincere love built on mutual respect and understanding. They came to appreciate each other not only for the support they provided, but for the strength they saw in one another's vulnerabilities. Their connection was no longer just about overcoming obstacles. It became a partnership rooted in shared pain and the hope of a better future. This touching story reveals how gratitude can transform even the hardest trials into moments of growth. Each small act of kindness, each sacrifice made without complaint, wove their lives closer together. Their renewed sense of purpose gave them direction and motivation, inspiring those around them to believe in the power of love that withstands adversity. In a world where relationships often face immense pressure, Jack and Claire show that love grounded in respect and shared goals not only survives, but thrives. Their journey highlights the importance of embracing vulnerability, staying committed through difficult times, and finding joy in the progress made together. Through their example, viewers are encouraged to nurture their own relationships with patience, gratitude, and a unified vision. This story inspires us to see that love is not just a feeling, but an ongoing choice to stand beside one another, no matter what life brings. Their experience is a heartfelt reminder that when two people commit to growing together, the result is a lasting, beautiful connection that can weather any storm. In the end, Claire makes a bold and inspiring decision that changes the course of her life forever. Leaving behind her demanding corporate career, she chooses to build a new family with Jack and Eli. proving that true happiness often comes from following your heart rather than societal expectations. Together, they transform an old warehouse into a vibrant community Centera place, where people from all walks of life can gather, support one another, and grow. This transformation reflects the incredible power of hope and small acts of kindness. The touching story of their journey reminds us that sometimes the greatest impact comes from the simplest decisions made with love and intention. By turning their personal struggles into something positive for others, Jack, Claire, and Eli inspire everyone around them to believe in second chances and the importance of community. Their story is a shining example of how resilience and compassion can build something meaningful out of hardship. It encourages viewers to rethink what success really means, emphasizing that fulfillment often lies in connection and purpose rather than status or money. The warehouse-turned-community center stands as a symbol of renewal, a place where past pain is healed through shared experiences and generosity. This ending doesn't just close a chapter for the characters, it opens a new door for anyone watching who feels stuck or overwhelmed by life's challenges. It inspires us all to act with kindness, embrace change, and recognize the power we have to make a difference in the lives of others. Through their journey, Jack, Claire, and Eli show that a small spark of hope can ignite a brighter future for an entire community, making this truly a story worth sharing.